Hello there, myself Nirav Patadiya with teammate Vishwas Nakhva presenting research paper on data security and cloud computing made by Ahmed, Gary, Robert and Madani. Abstract. This paper discusses the security of data in cloud computing. It is a study of data in cloud and aspect related to concerning security. Presentation of data protection method and approach used throughout the world to ensure maximum data protection by reducing risk and threats. Availability of data in the cloud is beneficial for many applications, but it poses risk by exposing data to applications which might already have security loopholes in them. Similarly, use of virtualization for cloud computing might risk data when a guest OS is run over a hypervisor without knowing the reliability of the guest OS, which might have a security loophole in it. Introduction. Cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer system resource, especially the data storage and computing power without direct active management by the user. Large cloud often have functions distributed over multiple locations, each location being a data center. Major concern in the adoption of cloud for data is security and privacy. It is very important for the cloud service to ensure the data integrity, privacy and protection. For this purpose, several service providers are using different policies and mechanisms that depends upon the nature, type and size of the data. This paper is the study of data security technique used for protecting securing data in the cloud throughout the world. It discusses the potential threat to data in the cloud, their solution adopted by several service providers to safeguard data. Risk and security concern in cloud computing. Several risk and security concerns are associated with computing in cloud computing and its data. However, this study will discuss about the virtualization, storage in public cloud, which are related to the data security in cloud computing. Virtualization is a technique in which fully functional operating system image is captured in another operating system to utilize the resource of the real OS fully. A special function called hypervisor is used to run guest OS as a virtual machine in operating system as a host. Storing data in public cloud is another security concern in cloud computing. Normal clouds impact centralized storage facilities, which can be an appealing target for hacker. Storage resources are complicated system that combines hardware and software and can cause exposure of data if slight breach occurs in public cloud. Sharing access is also considered as one of the major risks in cloud. Since multi-users are using the same shared computing resource like CPU, storage, memory, it is a threat not only to single user but multiple user.
Data security in cloud computing. Data security in cloud computing involves more than data encryption. Requirements for data security depends upon the three service models: SaaS, PaaS and IaaS. Two states of data normally have threat to its security in clouds. First, data at rest, which means the data stored in the cloud, and second, data in transit, which means data that is moving in and out of the cloud. Confidentiality and integrity of data is based upon the nature of data protection mechanisms, procedures and processes. The most significant matter is the exposure of data in above mentioned two states. So, how to protect data using encryption? There are mainly three techniques used in protecting data using encryption: block ciphers, stream ciphers, and hash functions. Block ciphers. A block cipher is an algorithm for encrypting data in which a cryptographic key and algorithm are applied to a block of data instead of per bit at a time. Stream ciphers. This technique of encrypting data is also called state cipher, since it depends upon the current state of the cipher. In this technique, each bit is encrypted instead of blocks of data. An encryption key and algorithm is applied to each and every bit one at a time. Hash functions. In this technique, a mathematical function called hash function is used to convert an input text into a alphanumeric string. Normally, the produced alphanumeric string is fixed in size. This technique makes sure that no two strings have same alphanumeric string as an output. Even if the input strings are slightly different from each other, there is a possibility of great difference between the output strings produced through them. Major security challenges: a lack of inappropriate governance. During cloud computing, the service provider has full control. By passing this control to the provider, there is a danger that the loss of control over authority parameters could possibly result in security being compromised, leading to problems in terms of data access and the application of resources. Lock-in. Another hurdle in the inadequate standards of data format, a lack of formatting methods and shortage of tools which collectively cause compromised probability between the services and applications, even between service providers. Consequently, the customer has to be dependent wholly and solely on the vendor. Isolation failure. The sharing of resources owing to multi-tenancy of cloud or computing is itself a questionable characteristic. The shortage of separate storage can be deadly to business. Other concerns involving guest hopping attacks and their problems are considered to be a great hurdle in the use of and implementation of cloud computing applications. Malicious attacks and management internally. Sometimes the architecture of cloud computing environments poses risks to the privacy and security of the customers. Although it happens rarely, this risk is very difficult to deal with. Examples include the administrators and managers of the cloud service providers, who can sometimes act as a malicious agents and threaten the security of the clients using cloud computing applications. Insecure or incomplete data deletion. In instances where clients request data to be deleted either partially or completely, this raises the question of whether it will be possible to delete the desired part of the data segment with accuracy. This makes it harder for the clients to subscribe to the services of the cloud computing. Data interception. Unlike the traditional computing, the data in cloud computing is segmented and distributed in transit. This poses more threats due to the vulnerability and fragility of the computing technology and, in particular, sniffing and spoofing, third-party attacks and reply attacks. Hereby concluding the session, we learned that increased use of cloud computing for storing data is certainly increasing the trend of improving the ways of storing data in the cloud. Data available in cloud can be at risk if not protected in the rightful manner. This paper discussed the risks and security threats to data in the cloud and given an overview of three types of security concerns. Virtualization is examined to find out the threats caused by the hypervisor. Similarly, threats caused by the public cloud and multi-tenancy have been discussed. One of the major concerns of the paper was data security and its threats and solutions in cloud computing. Data in different states has been discussed along with the techniques which are efficient for encrypting the data in the cloud. The study provided an overview of block cipher, stream cipher and hash function, which are used for encrypting the data in the cloud where it is at rest or in transit.